What I will say is that with everything that anybody says, always take it with a pinch of salt, because a lot of the time it's just verbal testimony, and that is enough to put people in prison for years in a court of law. But you have to be very careful with this information, and don't believe everything you hear and read, and just kind of make your own minds up as you get more and more information.
One guy that, I don't know, I've got his books, which are classified as fiction. You're probably aware of him, but a lot of people believe him wholeheartedly is Charles Hall. What are your thoughts on
Okay.
Charles Hall and the Tall Way? The one thing that stood out to me reading his books is a wrestling term is putting yourself over. He seems to make himself out to be like Superman in every
Yeah.
chapter of this.
I came across Charles Hall in the early days of my time in this subject, and seeing his story, I was utterly compelled. I'm not going to lie. I thought, this is amazing. He seems to be a credible individual with a credible history, telling a story that seems so detailed that I can believe it. And then over time, it kind of disappeared for a while from my purview, let's say. But I've tried to contact him for interviews. He doesn't seem to be willing to do them, and I've heard that his military background is questionable as well. That it may be that he wasn't even in the Air Force. We certainly haven't seen any credentials online. He's not provided anything, and so unfortunately, maybe it is more of just a far out story than anything else. His
Yeah.
which is
I
a
agree
shame.
with you. He's very compelling, and he has a great voice to fall asleep to if you want to listen to his stories. But then the more you research it, the more you see what you're just talking about.